Coaches, Mike Kuchar, X&O Labs, www.xnolabs.com. Our third component of the pin and pull video tutorial will be a brief individual period by the University of Wisconsin, most specifically on how they teach their players to pull. This was compiled last spring over in Madison during spring practice. We all know that Wisconsin has had tremendous success, particularly running the football. I know we have big linemen up front and some good speedy backs, but this is how they do it, repping over and over again the types of pull that they will use during the course of the season. I'm just going to talk you through some of the video progressions here. They always start in the shoot. Okay, they feel like the shoot's going to give them the best leverage to make sure that they're able to pull, get their eyes on the defender, and at least stay low, pad on the pad. I know it may sound simplistic, but when you run the offense that Wisconsin runs, the Badge is very successful with what they've done over the past 3 years, so it works for them, and they continue to do so. The way the drill's set up in the shoot, the offensive linemen are split between two groups. Guards, tackles, and centers will pull in Wisconsin's flex perimeter run scheme, as we talked about. So the coach right here is going to simulate a down defender or an offensive lineman, an adjacent offensive lineman. Remember, the main coaching point in Wisconsin is to get out as fast as you can in that flex play. Wisconsin talks about the open pull. They're not a skip pull technique. They will flip their hips open and run as fast as they can. It's an excellent job right there, getting to the point of attack by number 74. And another pretty decent job here as well. So they will block the force defenders on their flex scheme, with their tackles. The tackles are big men. They'll have to get out and try to block people in space, and it's always a difficult thing to do. But when you rep it enough of times, I think you can be successful doing so. There's a big offensive tackle, 75, getting out as quick as he can, getting his hands on and blocking the force defender, whoever that may be. And again, the emphasis is staying low, having pad on the pad, making contact, and keeping feet moving, which is always important when you teach these big guys how to block. A lot of times in space they're not comfortable doing so. So they have to make sure they keep their feet moving on contact. It's not a stalemate, and we try to get a win in that regard. Just continuous reps, getting across, getting hands on, getting out as quick as they can. Just another variant. Now player is perpendicular to the shoot. Again, emphasizing leverage, emphasizing pad on the pad. Now the player will have to get out and attack upfield, an upfield angle, attacking the force defender. You see the coach here talking about coaching his big offensive lineman up to play defense a little bit, trying to teach him how to get downhill. Okay, because we all know force defenders, especially when they see a pulling guard, their whole object is to, a lot of defensive coaches I've heard talk about attacking that offensive line before he gets his shoulders turned. And I think that's important, especially when you talk about a team like Wisconsin, who does not skip pull, so their shoulders will not be turned until the point of attack, like this player right here. So he's trying to coach a defender to do what those defensive players will do. We get another coach here simulating the next adjacent lineman, teaching his big lineman to get around him and get out as fast as possible. Notice how every lineman does it. Centers, guards, tackles, they all have to learn how to pull. It's such a big part of what they do offensively. The last part of the drill component now is simulating that center pull. Okay, a lot of times Wisconsin will get their center out there in space. Okay, so you have a simulation of a split with a guard and a tackle being those two coaches. So now that center has to really get around. I know Wisconsin talks a lot about scraping skin. Anytime there's a lineman that is blocking, whether it be a down block by an offensive tackle, that center's trying to get around. Okay, the emphasis is the pin and pull scheme around it. Okay, scraping skin and making sure you work back upfield as soon as you clear the path of that adjacent line. Great job there. 76 doing so. So it's a little slow on his move. Again, get out as fast as you can, open the gate, hands inside, make contact. So, there you have it. Traditional offensive line play. Wisconsin Badgers got a great offensive line. That's how they teach the techniques of their pin and pull scheme. Again, Mike Kuchar, Senior Research Manager at X&O Labs, www.xnolabs.com.